I feel that one of the things that really draws people here to the South Bay is what I like to call a trifecta.
Today, we're in one of LA's hidden gems. We're in the South Bay. In fact, we've just arrived at the Portofino Resort here in Redondo Beach. And today's segment is all about beautiful South Bay. And we're about ready to visit with one of South Bay's power player in real estate, Jesse, with Compass Real Estate. Come on. Jesse, your city, South Bay. Well, it's amazing. Can I ask a silly question?
Sure.
LA's made up of so many communities. What makes South Bay so uniquely different than other parts of our city?
Great question, and I get it often. And I work with a lot of clients that are coming in from other areas of the country often. And I feel that one of the things that really draws people here to the South Bay is what I like to call a trifecta, where we have a great access to the beach. We're still close enough to LA, so if we want to go enjoy the things that make Los Angeles great, you can. And we also have great public schools.
And so with that thought, because I think a lot of viewers watching us right now, and maybe you'll be making it here to the South Bay, but if you're not, and they're in a competitive market, what should they know? How can you win in 2022? It's so darn hard for many.
Yeah.
What would you recommend?
Well, I recommend that you have to approach each situation as its own problem to solve. So when I'm representing a buyer, I'm really trying to figure out what is it that matters to the seller? What are the little things that we can do to really shine and jump off the page, if you will, amongst the other offers that are out there? So oftentimes it's solving those little problems that the seller may have and thinking through all the details. And so that may be terms. Obviously price is important, but just is it, do they need time to find their next property? Or are they moving out of state? What can we do to alleviate and make things as seamless as possible for the seller? So that's the way that I like to approach it. Collaborating with the agent on the other side, digging and kind of doing a little detective work as to how we can really prepare the best possible offer for the buyers that I'm representing.
And this is how you win. You be a market expert, a power player. And what I've learned is so much already is you just taught all of us. Focus on the seller's needs. They'll be more interested as us as the buyer.
So one of the things that I believe is that the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And so thinking about the details when it comes to writing an offer, doing a lot of the small things correctly typically jumps off the page when you're being compared with maybe 10, 15, 20 other offers.
Details matter.
Absolutely.
Wow. Well then, okay. So that's the buyer's way of winning.
Right.
We've got sellers this year.
Definitely.
What should they know? What should a seller know this year?
Well, I think that we've been through such a chaotic roller coaster the past couple of years through COVID and seeing the market just explode. And I think what's really important from a seller's perspective is to manage your expectations and understand that you've got to price things appropriately. You can't be a situation where anything goes. You've got to manage your expectations as far as pricing strategically. And that's a big piece of the puzzle, because if you price it right, you price it maybe just a little bit under kind of what you think that market value is, you're typically going to get a lot of people at the table, which is going to drive that price up further than most expectations.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. So price is a secret ingredient to attract multiple buyers.
Yep.
And if I heard you correctly, is finding the price point of the market and just going slightly below it because, well, I love it.
Yeah, and I think that there's a few other things that are important too. It's also price, it's exposure, it's accessibility, and it's putting your best foot forward. So doing a lot of the little things, again, on the seller's side. So making sure that it presents well, making sure that less is more oftentimes. You want a buyer to walk in and feel that this could be their home as opposed to they're intruding into somebody else's house.
I love it, Jesse. Your passion is incredible. This city's awesome. Everything you shared with us today, well, I'd say is really incredible. And here's how we win. We find a power player in real estate and we make a friend. And Jesse, you've made a lot of friends here today. I'm sure of it. Thank you so much for joining us.
It was my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you for joining Jesse and I. Until next time, I'm your host, Scott Griffin, wishing you everything great.